Welcome back, students. And in the last classes, we have seen some basics of networks, right? This is a continuity of those classes. Okay. So here, what we are going to see about some layer model, and then what is the OSI architecture, and then what are the layers are there in that OSI model, and then how they are working. So these are the things we are going to discuss in this class. Okay. And first, we have to understand what is that layer architecture. Okay. Why it is called a layer? Because in the beginning, simply they are making one network model and then they are doing some communications, and some system will support for that data transmission, and then some opposite side systems are not ready to accept that, or that format of data is not able to process in that opposite system. So due to this kind of reasons, that network communications is not in that much good way. Okay. So after that, the researchers think, okay, what we can do to make that network doing the better communications. Okay. So they called for some research, and then after that they found, okay, let me go for some layer model. Okay. Because you see, the layer means they are segregating that network functions into some submodules. Okay. So each and every functions will be happen on some particular level. Okay. So that level is called the layer here. So for an example, I'm telling, suppose I'm transferring one data from my system to opposite system. So what will happen here? My data will be in some other format that will be converted into the binary format, because all the systems are able to process only the binary informations, obviously, right? So it is converting that data into binary, and that binary information will be transferred to the opposite system. So this transmission of the bits is happening in one level. So this level is called one layer. After that, that binary informations are it will be collected, and then it is grouped into some other format. So that collected and then grouping of these bits are called some other level of function, and this function is called another layer. So like that, for each and every functions of the network communications is based on some layered architecture function. Okay. So here what is done, for each and every layer they have given some protocols, that means some set of rules. So only in that way only our data will be processed, and then it will be forward to that application ports for our systems. Okay. So that's what they are telling. This is the layer architecture, how the network will be implemented through this layer architecture, that we will see now. Right. So as I told you before, they conducted one research, right? So in that research, some author found some model, and then they have given this model as a open system interconnections for making all the systems can easily able to access that internet. Okay. Because as I told you, each and every manufacturers having their own idea of manufacturing their devices. Okay. Suppose you see, I'm telling, I'm using that normal basic model of mobile. That means that there is no Android, there is no nothing. Okay. It is simple mobile. Okay. The basic mobile. And you are using some well defined and then well featured mobile. That means you are using, suppose I'm taking for an example. Okay. You are using the Apple phone. Okay. So what you are doing, you are simply sharing one image or video from that Apple phone to my phone. So will it be possible to access that video in my mobile? No, it is not, right? Because my system is not supporting for that kind of application, right? Now what I have to do, if I want to access that application, then I need to upgrade my system, right? So like that, they are telling some rules. Okay. So if you are making that network, or if you are going for any network oriented devices manufacturing or anything, means they are specifying some standard rules. Okay. So all the manufacturer has to accept that standard and then accept that rules, then only they can make that that devices. Okay. So under the conditions of that standard, if they are making the devices, then automatically all the devices can be accessing that rule, and then they can do communicate, because that rule is common to all the devices, right? That's why they are telling this is called open system interconnection. Now no one can say that, okay, my system won't support for that kind of data, because that rule is common to all the systems, right? So this kind of communication, this kind of rule is called open system interconnections model standard. Okay, so this is the ISO standard model. That's why they are telling this is the ISO, and then this is the open system interconnectivity. Okay, so you see here, um, it is developed on the 1984, and then the term open denotes the ability to connect any two systems which conform to the reference model and associated standards. So that means they are accepting some reference model, and then they are making something, they are agreeing for some conditions. That's it. So once the conditions agreed, then all the systems can do communicate. So that's what they are telling here. Right. So here you see, in this OSI model, we are having the 7 layers. Okay, I told you, right? Each and every level we are having some specific functions. That level is called the layers. Okay, the same way here we are having the 7 different levels of functions in the network. Okay, so these levels are considered as 7 different layers here. And what are the layers means? From the bottom I'm telling, it is a physical data link layer, and the network layer, transport layer, and session layer, and presentation layer. The final one is application layer. So you see the next to this box I mentioned something. Okay, if it is a physical layer, then it is a binary transmission, and it is the data link, then it is access to media, and it is network means it is address and best path, and if it is a transport, then end-to-end connections, and if it is a session, then interhost communications, and if it is a presentation, then it will give the data representations, and finally the layers is working on that application, then we can say that it is network process to applications. Okay, so let me see what are these. Okay, so let me see here. um all right, in the point number 4 they mention the lower 4 layers. That means, it is starting from the physical data link, network, and then transport. So for these layers are responsible for the flow of the data in end to end through the network. Okay, so these are the 4 layers we taking care of that data flow. And the upper 4 layers, that means, it is not the 4 layers, it is a 3 layers only. Okay, because already we are talking about the 4 layers here, so it is 3 layers: session, presentation, and applications. And these are, just like, doing that application services. Okay, I will tell you the difference what are these things. Okay, first one is the physical layer. So in that diagram we mentioned what is the physical layer, what does it doing. Okay, so the physical layer, it means for the binary transmission. That means if I'm sharing some information, then that information will be, passed through on some communications medium, either it may be the wired or wireless. Okay, whatever it is, but through that medium my informations will be passed on, the binary format only. Okay, so this binary format transmission will be taking care of this physical layer. And here we are telling that, it covers all mechanical, electrical, functional, and procedural aspects. Okay, that means, I told you, right, it may be that wired connections or the wireless connections, and then you know even that if it is wired or wireless, whatever it is, our system is going to process only the zeros and ones. Okay, so how that system will understand this zeros and ones means, from that voltage level only. When the ones are getting passed through, then automatically we can say that electrical pulses will be on. Okay, so if it is off, then we can say, okay, now that informations are passing through is zero. Okay, that's why they are telling it will cover all the mechanical, electrical functions. Okay, so this kind of thing, the binary level information will be passed on this physical layer. Okay, now this information is not getting any structure. It's simply, we can say that it is a raw bits. Right. The next one is data link layer. So it is, the second layers from the bottom. So what it will do means, simply it will collect all the raw bits from that physical layer. Okay. So once the raw bits collector, then it will create some chunk of units. Okay. From that raw bits, it will create some group of bits. Okay. Those group is called the frames here. So it will make the frame boundary, and then it will control the flow of all the data. Okay, that is the main task of this data link layer. And here we are telling that it supports for the simplex, half duplex, and then full duplex communication. So what is that? First, we have to understand simplex and half duplex. Okay, suppose if any communication medium is able to do one-way traffic, that means either I can talk or you can talk. That means it is a simplex. Okay, and if it is a half duplex, then I can talk, and that moment you should not talk. Okay, or else you can talk, that moment I should not talk, like that. If it is there, then this kind of communication is called half duplex. And then in the telephones we are talking both, right? So this kind of communications, if any two parties can communicate at the same moment, then we can say that it is that full duplex communications. Okay, so this kind of operations will be available in this data link layer only, right? So the next one is the network layer. Okay, so what is that network layer? So here they are telling, in the third one, it says that defines logical addressing, so that any endpoint can be identified. Okay, so here we are giving some logical addressing. Okay, what is the logical addressing? For whom we are giving this logical addressing? That is the big question here. Okay, so if you are thinking about the network layer, we received packets, that means the raw bit from the physical layer, and then these raw bits will be grouped into the frames in at that data link layer. Then from that data link layer we are getting the frames, and then in this network layer we are converting that frames into the packet. Okay, so here in each and every frames will be making some unique size chunks. Okay, so these chunks are called packets. Okay, so we created a packet now. This packet contains the original information, and it is from some source, and then that source basis wants to deliver that information into some target basis. Okay, so it contains that logical address. Okay, so to whom I want to deliver this packet, right? So that destination address will be specified here, and from where that packet came, that also attached with this packet only. Okay, so in this network layer, it will identify these two addresses, that source and then destinations. Okay, after that, it will transfer that packet into transport layer. Okay, there it will get that end-to-end communication. That means which services it wanted to deliver the data, that particular services it will transfer. Okay, that's why we are telling it is a end-to-end. Right. So uh, this is enough for today, and then these are the reference you can go for. And the next classes we will see some other layers of this OSA. Okay, I think the transport layer, and then session layer, presentation layer, and then application layer is missing here, so that we will see in the next classes. Okay, and here I mentioned my mail ID and the number for your references, so if you want to ask any query, then you can ask me. Okay. Thank you.